Today is February 4th, 2015, and this is Wayne Goldsboro Television. And I am Wayne Alley, and you
are Kim Best, as far as I know.
Hey, how you doing?
Good morning.
Oh,
I'm
it's a
doing
brand
great.
new day.
It is. A brand new month, brand new day.
I know, feeling good. Yeah, and in fact, we are just beyond halfway through winter.
Are we?
Oh, yeah, we're on the downside now.
Good.
Yeah, this is, things are going to be
I like to
good.
slide right into spring.
We're going to slide.
Yeah, I love me some spring.
That's right. Just like, who was it? Dizzy Dean used to say, and there he goes, and he slid into third base.
Slud.
He slid right in. Was that Dizzy? Yeah, it was Dizzy, not Daffy, his brother. Anyway, moving along, today the 4th of the month. Today is Digital Learning Day.
Okay, there's a lot of that going on.
A lot of that happening, yeah. Today is Facebook's birthday, and I have no idea how old Facebook is. Yeah.
Me either.
But he's having a birthday today. Today is Liberace Day.
All right.
Saw him in concert. Of course,
Did you?
That was before he passed away.
One might think.
One might think. Anyway.
Did you see the movie where Michael Douglas played him?
I did not.
I think I have. Obviously, it wasn't that memorable, but I can't remember it. But I think I've seen that.
Yeah. Well, Michael Douglas is quite accomplished as an actor.
He really, really is. Can play
does.
from one side of the spectrum to the other.
Of course, I liked his dad, too. His dad could do
for
about
sure.
anything at all. But, yeah, Michael's very talented.
Yes, he is.
Very talented guy. Streets of San Francisco and everything else. Today is National Signing Day. I presume that's...
Sign language.
Yeah, that too, yeah.
Not?
I was thinking of signing for a sports team.
Oh.
Okay, signing day, yeah, like sign language. Today is USO Day, and it's World Cancer Day.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
lots of stuff. Busy day
For
today.
sure.
Yeah.
Well, on today's show...
Who's on today's show, Wayne?
Well, Wayne.
Yeah, oh, yeah?
We actually have a lady by the name of Hope Fields. She is the Alumni Relations Director at the University of Mount Olive.
Indeed she is.
And we have a student who is an ambassador for the University of Mount Olive. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, mine too.
Oh, but he's on with her
But
today.
you have to guess at his name.
It went, but anyway, he's on today's show. They did a great job, and they're talking about the Winter Glitz that is coming up. It's a semi-formal ball that they have at the University of Mount Olive.
That's
Been
great.
doing it for a while now.
Winter Glitz.
And you'll hear this young man talk about being an ambassador for the University of Mount Olive and how the scholarships that are given as a part of the Alumni Relations Department, how they've helped him and affected him in his journey at the University of Mount Olive.
Wow, that's great.
It's a great story.
I remember this young man. He's very impressive young man.
He certainly is.
Very sharp, very charismatic.
Oh, yes, for sure.
And, yeah, likable young man.
Oh, yeah.
You know, last week I had examples of titles of jobs that you just never heard of before.
Yes, I remember.
Things like Hayward and Weirkeeper and Hobbler and Arkwright. Those are actual, true, real jobs that
You got
people
some
have.
more?
Yeah, I've got a couple more here.
Oh,
How
yeah.
about this? Try this one out. Eggler.
Eggler.
An eggler.
Does it have anything to do with eggs?
Indeed it does.
One might would think.
Predictably, an egg merchant is an eggler.
An egg merchant?
E-G-G-L-E-R, eggler, yes, egg merchant, one
Okay.
who merchants eggs.
Okay.
A collier has nothing to do with collies. A collier,
Or collars.
or collars. A collier is a devoted fan of, not a devoted fan of the TV show Lassie, but in fact, a collier is one who makes and sells charcoal.
Interesting.
Isn't that so? Yes.
Wonder how they came up with that name.
I have no idea. Goes way back. It's Old English.
Oh!
Of course, everything is Old English.
That makes
You know,
sense.
I guess it is. Anyway. All right, what do you have there?
Oh, let's see.
Oh, yeah.
Just reminding you about this Friday is the deadline to be able to be a part of the Wintergreen Resort ski trip that the Goldsboro Parks and Recreation and the Outdoor Shop, Bicycle World, are partnering together to do. If you want to go, you better hurry up and get registered. It's a one-day event this Friday, February the 6th. And you can go up there and the group will drive you up, bring you back. You get to ski for quite a few hours. You can ski, snowboard, or tube. And Mark Wilson said he tubed last year.
Did he tube?
And loved it.
He's a tuber.
He is a tuber. Was that day?
Isn't that a potato?
I don't know.
Okay, well, whatever.
I don't know. But he tubed on the snow.
He tubed.
Yes, he
Okay.
did.
All right, I guess.
Let's go to our interviews.
Okay. Today we have our guest in the studio, Davin Madden, and he's going to talk to us this morning about a couple of things here. How you doing?
Doing great, Wayne. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Good to have you with us as always. Davin, I want to talk about the flu and ask you a couple of questions about that because still the middle of winter and people are still becoming sick, coming down with the flu. The flu vaccine, there have been a lot of questions about that. Is the flu vaccine effective?
It is. The thing that you're seeing a lot right now with the flu, where you're seeing some spike in cases, has primarily been because of a mutation of the influenza A H3N2 version. And even though the current vaccine out of the CDC has the part of that H3N2 version, the mutated version is not going to be met with the vaccine like the normal version is. And so, some people are being exposed to this mutated version, and right now it's a high percentage of people that are getting sick. When they're doing the typing on the people, it's actually the mutated strain of the influenza A H3N2.
Okay, are we in danger still? I mean, is there any more than we would normally be?
Well, we're always in danger when it comes to flu season. You know, like I said, we're so used to it every year that, you know, sometimes I know we handle it lightly, but it's still important to get your vaccine. It's not too late to get your vaccine. Even though we are kind of riding on the peak of flu season, as I noted that the normal peak season for us is usually around January, late January, but this year it actually peaked a little early in late December. And also in the southeast part of the United States, we actually see flu season kind of onset a little earlier than any other part of the nation. We don't really know why, but that's something that we encounter. And the main thing is you know, we always go in about the normal precautions to try to prevent yourself from having flu, and that's, you know, hand washing.
Right.
Try to wash your hands as frequently and often as possible. You know, avoid close contact with people that may be symptomatic, coughing or sneezing. You know, try not to watch how you know, the things you handle, surface contacts. But it's getting the vaccine is key, especially if you have high risk persons that you're around, like such as infants less than 6 months old or elderly people. They're at a higher risk. Pregnant women, somebody who's immune compromised. I mean, these are people that have if they were to contract the flu, a much higher chance of having adverse effects, more severe adverse effects. So, you know, good to have be vaccinated if you're around a caretaker or a provider of care for any of the following people, or have them in your home or in your place of business.
So you said the peak time of the season has started early this year. Does that mean that the flu season will be ending early for us?
Well, not necessarily. It's just really the number of people that is this. In the surveillance sites, we have surveillance sites across North Carolina that look at ILIs, influenza-like illnesses, the number of reported cases, and also a certain percentage of those randomly sampled are sent off to the lab for testing, and they come back showing us what type of influenza they are, B, A, and the specific notation, whether it's an H this or A in that. And so what they do is when they see a peak, they're seeing all of a sudden surge in the number of reported cases and positively tested cases.
Okay, so it's not too late to get our flu shots.
Not too late.
And the flu shot is safe.
Safe.
And the flu shot can be gotten at the health department.
A lot of places, yeah. Health departments, one of the places. You know, your primary provider, your care provider. You know, you can get the flu shot in a lot of locations now, but the main thing is to get a flu vaccine.
Get the flu vaccine.
Make sure your family gets a flu vaccine.
Can you get the flu from the flu vaccine?
No.
And that's because?
The virus that's actually in the standard flu vaccine is actually not a live virus.
So the purpose of the vaccine is to get your body to react to it.
Your body's immune system says, hey, I see this foreign stuff here, and it knows what it is, so it starts creating an antibody, basically, a resistance effect. And so when it sees the actual stuff, it goes right after it.
So in the simplest form, that's what's happening.
Yeah, it tries to knock it out before it spreads too far in your body.
Good. All right. We've been talking about the flu with our health director here, Davin Madden. Davin, thank you.
Thank you, Wayne.
Good morning. Have you heard what's happening at the University of Mount Olive? Well, joining me in the studio today is our Hope Fields. She's the Director of Alumni Relations, and Chad Wise, who is a student ambassador for the University of Mount Olive. Good morning and welcome to the show. So you all are here to talk about some exciting things happening on the campus of Mount Olive.
Yes. Coming up, we have our Winter Glitz, which is a black tie optional affair that we have on campus. All of this is silent auction, live auction, wonderful entertainment, a good meal, and all to raise money for scholarships for University of Mount Olive students.
Now, how would a student go about applying for these scholarships? Do you all appoint them, or do they apply and they go through a process? How does that work?
Many times, students are giving a financial aid package right up front. And what happens is our endowments and our scholarships fund that financial aid package. We want to give them as much as we can right up front and then fund that.
Wow. Now, Chad, you are a recipient of some of these scholarships.
Right.
Can you tell me a little more as a student? Put on your student hat instead of your ambassador hat.
Sure.
And just tell me a little bit about how does it feel and how does it help you as you receive these scholarships at the university?
Oh, you know, it helps a lot. I think, for one, just being able to go to school. A lot of students can't go to school without scholarships. I have a lot of friends who either have stopped going to school or go to other schools. You know, they take time off from school
Right.
To work, and I don't have to do that because I get scholarships from the university and a lot of, you know, just an incredible amount of financial aid, and it's enabled me to stay in school and continue to get my education. So.
Well, tell us a little bit about yourself before we go back to the winter glitz. Tell me a little bit about yourself, your major, how long you've been at Mount Olive, and
Sure.
some of the things that you enjoy about the area.
Okay, so I'm from Charlotte, North Carolina, so when I came here it was a bit of culture shock at
Really?
first. Yeah, a little bit, but I've really gotten used to it, so that's been good.
But before you go any further, have you found some of our little hidden gems? We do have some really interesting, neat things around here.
Oh, sure, I'm a history major,
Ah.
so going to all the different historic sites, you know, the Battle of Goldsboro Bridge that
Oh,
took place
yes.
near here, the Battle of Whitehall, been out to Bentonville Battleground and see stuff like that. So
And of course the museum.
the museum, I have been to the museum as well. I've done a tour of downtown Goldsboro, seen some of the Victorian architecture and
Oh
stuff
yeah,
like that. So that's
well look
pretty
at
cool.
you. You can
Yeah.
tell us a thing or two. That's
So,
fantastic.
yeah, there's a lot of neat stuff around here for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really interesting stuff. So.
So you're a history major,
I am, yes ma'am.
and what year are you at this point?
I'm a senior, so I graduate in May. Yeah.
Graduated, makes you're on track.
Yeah, I'm on track, so I'm excited.
I'm
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah.
So have you been a part of the Winter Glitz before?
I have. I'm a student ambassador, so I've worked at the Winter Glitz before, and it's actually a lot of fun to work too as an ambassador. It's really not that much work. We do a lot of talking with people who are there and get to meet a lot of the people who give to the college, and that's really cool. It's a cool experience. You get to meet a lot of the people and you know that you're going to be working for
Right,
one day. Hopefully
exactly,
too. So
exactly.
it's
A lot of
pretty-
contacts.
A lot of contacts, yeah. But
Exactly.
it's a really great thing to go.
So
through.
how long have you been an ambassador for the university?
I've been an ambassador. This is my second year as an ambassador. I've actually been at the university for 2.5 years. I transferred, but after my first half of a year, I became an ambassador. So I'm about to finish up 2 years.
Excellent. Well, tell me a few of the things, if you don't mind, that ambassadors do for the University of Mount Olive.
Sure. Well, basically, we're just the student representatives of the university. So we're going to be at most of the events that people get invited to, most of the concerts and dinners and things like Winter Glitz, fundraisers,
Right.
anything like that. And we'll just be there. We'll be doing a little work, but mostly just there. We'll talk to people and, you know, just
So you're a friendly face that can tell interesting things about the university and how they
Absolutely.
could be a part or partner with the university.
yeah.
Excellent, excellent. Well, you know, I think that's a smart idea for schools to have students that are well spoken, that understand the university and a lot of the events and the academia that goes on at the school,
Right.
for you to be able to step up front instead of the teachers always doing it,
Right.
or the leadership, for students themselves to be able to step up and really give the best light of the college or the university.
And it's good for us too. I mean, we get, like I said, you know, we get to meet a lot of the people. We get to make friends, make contacts, and we also get a lot of experience interacting with professionals. So
You're really working on your public speaking skills.
yeah.
You know, honestly, to be to be
We
able to
really
talk
are.
with adults, and especially those in leadership roles, and being able to put yourself out there, you're
Right.
really helping prepare yourself for a job
Yeah,
in the
that's
future.
true.
Good job, Mount Olive. Not Mount Olive College, University of Mount Olive.
University of Mount Olive.
I was determined I was not going to mess that up, but so many times during the interview. Well, let's get back to the Winter Glitz. So tell me when it is and how people in the community can be a part of it.
So it will be February 21st at 6 p.m. on campus in the Murphy Regional Center. And the theme this year is A Night at the Theater.
Oh, wow.
So lots of Broadway themes. We have wonderful vocalists. We are welcoming back our pianist from Wayne County, Mr. Tom Casey.
Oh, he's so good.
He's so good.
Yes, he is.
And an alumnus of the college, 2000.
Wow.
So we are very proud of him. Always happy to see him come back. We also have Brian DeBose, who is actually one of our non-traditional graduates, which I love having them a part of everything we do.
Absolutely.
And he's from Wilmington, North Carolina. Beautiful voice. And one of our students will be accompanying him on a couple songs and doing a few herself, Miss Bailey Sutton from LaGrange, North Carolina.
Very nice.
So it's going to be a beautiful program as far as entertainment goes.
Right.
Anyone interested in coming, it is $75 per person.
And what does that include?
That includes your wonderful high-class meal and entertainment. And $125 for a couple. So
Okay.
a little bit of a discount when you bring somebody with you. Grab
Right.
a friend and come on. But they can contact me at hfields@umo.edu or just go to our website, umoalumni.com.
Okay, because you
And-
are the director of alumni relations.
That's right.
So if they see that word alumni, they'll know that you're the one they're going to be talking with.
That's right.
So anyone is invited to attend.
Anyone and everyone.
Perfect. Now, what time does the event take place?
6 o'clock p.m.
6 o'clock. All right, so there'll be music, there'll be a great meal, and lots of entertainment, silent auction.
Silent auction and live auction. We have an
Excellent.
auctioneer coming in to lead that.
Wonderful. And one more time, the date?
February 21st.
So you've got a little bit of time, but not a tremendous amount.
Yep, get your reservations in now.
That's exactly right. A winter glitz, and tell me the theme again.
A night at the theater.
A night at the theater. That'll be fantastic. And that's in the Lois K. Murphy Regional Center, correct?
It is.
Wonderful. Well, Chad, thank you for being with us. Rhonda, thank you so much for being with us. I appreciate, I just called you Rhonda. Hope.
It's okay.
I don't know where that came from. It happens all the time. Just call me Mary or something. But I'm so glad to have you all in here. And Chad, I'm telling you, it is fantastic to hear students that are so passionate about their school.
Oh, thank you.
And to be able to share that with the community. So we thank you both for coming in.
Thank you.
Thanks so much. And this is what's happening at the University of Mount Olive. Okay.
And we are back on Wayne Goldsboro Television.
Yes, we are.
Now, you were right. Very, that was a good interview.
Absolutely.
Very good interview. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, University of Mount Olive sends a lot of good folks to interview with us every month to share things that are happening. We appreciate them doing that. They
Yes.
are very
Oh,
loyal.
Oh, yes. The Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority will hold their 61st annual
Wow.
debutante pageant.
Oh, yes, at the Paramount Theater.
That's exactly right, and this will happen last week.
That was last weekend.
It was. I saw it in the paper.
Well, how about that?
How about that?
Well, you know, we have a new Miss Goldsboro.
I know we do.
We have a new Miss Goldsboro. Her name is
know.
Victoria Basket.
Yes.
A very sweet young lady,
Very
very
nice.
talented. She's a flutist.
A flutist.
She plays the flute
Really?
quite well, actually.
Wow. Well, I
Very
hope so.
charismatic.
She won. I
Yeah.
hope
She
plays
is just
well.
a charismatic young lady. We had
Yeah.
really had a stage full of talented and beautiful and intelligent young ladies this weekend who have worked this past weekend, who worked very hard on their community service and their job skills, and oh my goodness, we were very blessed to have such talented young
Tell you
ladies.
what, those judges have the toughest job in the world.
Yes, they do.
I would not want to be a beauty pageant judge.
Well,
oh,
it's a
gracious no.
scholarship pageant.
I meant to say
beautiful,
scholarship.
yes, but
Yeah,
it's
oh,
a
yeah,
scholarship
yeah, and all
program.
that. Yeah.
And now these two
Scholarship.
young ladies, our teen and our Miss Goldsboro, will come and be very involved and embedded in our community. You'll see them at many, many events, and you'll get to know them personally.
I was thinking of the Miss Universe, which was on a few weeks
Yes,
ago.
it was on just a week
Yeah.
or so ago.
Right.
We'll leave it at that. Different program.
That's exactly right.
Different program.
Okay. Speaking of jobs,
Yes.
some famous people, particularly those in the Hollywood world, they had jobs before they became famous,
Okay.
as everybody knows, because you don't
Just all of a sudden.
all of a sudden become famous before anything. Orlando Bloom,
Yes.
before he became famous, his first job when he was at the age of 13.
Wow.
At the age of 13, he worked at a skeet shooting range.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
My son would love that.
Yeah, he was a clay pigeon. No, he was a clay pigeon trapper.
Okay.
He had to trap those rascals.
Clay pigeons?
Clay pigeons. Well, it says he was a clay pigeon trapper.
How would you trap pigeons that
I
are
don't
made out
know
of clay?
unless that's the trap is the thing that
shoots them
sends
off?
them off.
I
yeah.
know nothing about that
Okay,
world, so I have no idea.
Nor I, so there you go. So
Help,
anyway.
Elliot. He would know.
Yeah, we'll have to ask Elliot. But anyway, he was 13. That's what he did. That was his first job. Beyonce Knowles, her mother owned a salon,
A hair salon?
a hair salon, when she was growing up. So the aspiring singer picked up some extra cash by sweeping up.
Ooh,
the
sweeping
hair.
up the floor.
Right,
There
sweeping the
you
floor.
go.
That's good. Hey, that's a
That's
good start.
fantastic.
That's a good start. Maybe that's why she's such a humble, such a nice person.
Could be.
Mick Jagger.
Woo, the
Oh,
one and
yeah.
only.
Yeah, yeah.
The one and only.
As a teenager, he worked as an ice cream salesman.
That's not too hard to
After
sell.
entering the London School of Economics, he also worked as a porter at a mental hospital.
Interesting.
Good for him. He was not the only member of the band to have a gig before the Rolling Stones. Keith Richards worked as a ball boy at a tennis club. Now, that's a
Oh,
tough
wow.
job.
Somebody's got to do it.
Of course, you got to keep from being hit in the back of the head, too.
That's right.
You know, that's tough. Anyway, Warren Buffett, one of the world's richest men,
Absolutely.
had cash going through his hands even as a young man. His first job was at his grandfather's grocery store, although eventually he worked his way up to a gig at J.C. Penney. J.C.
Interesting.
Penney. You know the initials J.C. stand for James Cash.
They do?
James Cash Penney is J.C. Penney. That's right.
How about that?
All right, that's just a couple. We'll have more as time goes by.
All right. Well, I wanted to offer a few opportunities to get involved and get out and do some things at the Parks and Rec.
Oh, boy.
Several of the things they're offering is Zumba.
Zumba.
Yeah, Monday and Wednesdays at 6 to 7.
Zumba.
They're offering line dancing. They're offering urban ballroom dancing.
Urban ballroom.
Yeah.
Whoa, baby.
Karate, adult dodgeball. Oh my goodness, the list goes on and on. They have so much to do. Wayne, I can't wait to get out there and see you do some adult dodgeball. That used to be so much fun.
Oh, I used to love it when I was about 10, 12 years
Yeah,
old.
me too. Hadn't done it
I'm not
since
10 or
then.
12 years old
Neither am
anymore.
I. I don't want to
Well,
get hit by a ball. Don't want to
Okay.
dodge it either.
Well, I don't want to dodge anything, really. You know, I'll just
goodness.
stand aside and move out of the way. How's that? Is
Well,
that
guess
it?
what? I believe that's it for today.
Well, then we'll do this again tomorrow. Join us tomorrow right here for whatever we do here. We're still working on trying to figure out what that is. So tomorrow, be right here on Wayne Goldsboro Television. Till then, I'm Wayne Alley.
And I'm Kim Best, and this is what's happening in your community.